Neonic Void Productions presents.
Hi, and welcome to Voidonica, a D&D podcast. I am your host and DM, Devin, and today we join the terrorists. Who are you people?
Oh my god.
We're not terrorists.
Terror against nature? What?
We are
What?
anti-disestablished pescatarianists.
Okay, well, who are you? Anti-establishment, whatever the fuck. Whatever the fuck you said. Who are you people?
Hi, I'm Brad. I'm playing the role of Caden, who got roped into an anti-PETA movement.
Oh, fuck.
Hello, I'm Jacob, and I play Freed. And, you know, I'm just going to say it. Literally no one cares that we killed the elemental except Brad.
Oh,
Wow.
Fuck you.
wow.
Fuck you.
Meanwhile, my name is Tyler, and I am going to be playing the role of Tama, who might be offered to become some sort of a soul eater.
Potentially.
Okay, I'm Tiff. I play Davy,
Mhm,
who wants is a pirate.
mhm, 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 mhm. Lovely. Lovely. So before we get into today's episode, Tiff, take it away.
Okay. Give me 1 sec, because my computer is like being stupid. Okay, there we go. If you like this podcast, make sure you follow and rate us on whatever site you listen to your podcast. Share with your friends. New episodes get uploaded every Wednesday. Links are down in the description for other podcasts that are part of the Neonic family. Follow us on Twitter. Our handle is at Voidonica. That's at VOIDONICA. We have a YouTube. Yay! That is also going to be down in the description. Probably going to be in the link tree. Yeah, we have fun there. Mints are going to be on the pillow.
Flavor of the mint today is
I'm going to go with
Prophecy.
leave.
prophecies and champagne.
Champagne.
Sure.
Champagne flavored.
Champagne flavored mints with a side of prophecy for your day.
Mhm. Oh, gosh, so dark. So, let's see, Bunyip, Tyler, not Bunyip. Oh my god,
Bunyip, huh?
Oh.
Who?
Bunyip.
Who's
Who's
that?
that? Tyler. Tyler, what happened last time?
Didn't I give you the
You already
recap
did.
last
You already
week?
did that, didn't you?
Yeah, I also
Okay,
forgot a little bit.
Okay, Tiff, what happened last time?
What happened last time?
Yeah, what happened last time?
Let's see. We left the city. We made sure that a lady gnome didn't leave without the explosive potatoes that she had.
Oh yeah. The old ladies that kept y'all. That was
holding back
the
the
line
line.
with explosive bombs that she thought was potatoes. Yeah.
Yep. And then when we left, we decided we traveled for a bit, made camp. None of us really opened up to each other, and then our navigator went off to take a bath, and then got promptly attacked by a water elemental, which we went to go rescue her. And we tried to make him leave us alone, but he just said no and decided. So we ended his life. And then lo and behold, we went back to the camp, and and then she also talked to. I'm forgetting names right now. I'm sorry, Tama, and about who like what she was and how they're the same.
How she could teach him.
Yeah.
She gave him an option to be like, hey, I could show you if you like what you can do, but you're going to have to obviously devour souls to do it.
Yeah.
So
And
so-
and there we go. That
And
was the end of
that's-
it.
yeah. Woo! You get. Okay, I'm gonna start actually giving people stuff now. So Tyler, last week since you did that, you get 5 temporary hit points. Since you did the that last week, and Tiff, you get 5 temporary hit points for today as well.
All right. Let me get my character sheet because it's not up for some reason.
So whoever does this from now on will be getting 5 temporary hit points for the episode. So that could be used in obviously combat or whatnot, but not every episode's gonna have combat. So if you don't get to use the 5 extra points, oh well, but you have them there just in case combat arise, because you never know what's gonna happen in the world of Avatira.
Or you get poisoned. That too.
Or you get poisoned. If you get any poison and damage is taken in any way, those 5 points will be taken before, of course, as temporary hit points work. So we pick up. Of course, as you can see, players, the map that beholds you, and that'll be on the screen as well for the watchers at home. There's 13 days left to get to. In the morning, it'll be 13 days left to get to the next harbor city to get the pirate ship, or it'll be taken. So you have 13 days left. And you guys are on the Singing Plains, about a good days away from the Skull Harbor. And you're not too far from the Singing River, one of the major rivers that flows through the island. But you're about maybe like a half a day's walk there. And there's also a town along the river called Song's Mouth, which you could reach.
Did we pass by any road signs leading to any of the other cities?
No.
No, not
No.
to Asmar or New Crest Hill.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
No. I know it's a little sus, huh? A little suspicious. But yes, so you guys went between 2 small towns, but you never really got any inclination you never saw any signs that leading to them. So y'all kept going. Y'all are almost at the Singing River, which the closest town to that would be Song's Mouth. So that'd be the closest town to y'all if y'all end up going down that route, which I'm sure Scarlet will be like, oh my God, let's go to a town and get some food or something, who knows?
Yeah.
So
that's totally not weird. Not
what's gonna happen? So many things could happen. Oh my God. So picking up where we left off. That's not weird at all. No, I'm not being suspicious at all. I am a pure angelic being of goodness and happiness.
Yeah, okay.
I've never done anything. I've never done anything corrupted or evil in any way, or done anything to play. My games have been nothing but cheery and filled with jelly beans and love and affection.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, you're lucky that our viewers can't even see us, because if they could see us, they would just see what a mess we are.
Sorry, I choked on water and tuberculosis.
What the?
Tuberculosis. Wow, that's a new one. I'll add that to my list of diseases that give y'all wet.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyway, so we pick up right where we ended because Tama never gave Scarlet her answer. Scarlet has offered you, Tama, a way to learn and to learn how to get more abilities, to unlock these abilities, as well as teach you how to use them. Did you take up her offer?
As in, you want to learn how to steal souls and munch on them?
Well, I mean, there was a conversation last episode. She was just she was offering to show you how to unlock these abilities as well as teaching you how to use them. And there might have been a hint of devouring souls, potentially, but like they're not going to devour your group's souls.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Doubt.
That would be too suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Then she already promises she's not going to devour anyone's souls in the group because, I mean, she's obviously has goals for this. Getting to said ship because she's not going to devour anybody here. Well, in the group anyway. But nonetheless, she gave you an offer to unlock new abilities that you could get. Do you take up her offer of take it under her wing to learn more about your kind that your home hasn't taught you? For whatever reason?
Oh, you had to twist that knife deep.
Yes. Also, the home probably isn't into this kind of thing. And I'm like, if it'll help me get back.
And she smiles, and of course you did tell her that why you were going back, right? Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah,
Vengeance.
I think so.
She smiles and she says, I will happily help you. And these abilities could be very useful for you on your journey back home. And to bring upon vengeance if you desire. She kind of lets out a nice smile. It's almost kind of twisted. Like in a very like, oh my God, I'm going to teach this newbie a thing or two. I'm going to watch him flourish. Oh my God. So that happens, and everyone else, you guys are surrounded by the fire. Scarlet looks over to Tom and be like, okay, you can go ahead and go to sleep. Sleep for the night. I will watch over the camp for the night while you all are sleeping. Because she's like, as old as I am, and you will soon find out after a certain point, you don't really need sleep anymore. So you're more than welcome to go to bed like your crew, and I will watch over the camp for everybody.
Alrighty then. And then I go back to, go to sleep.
Okay, cool. So you walk back to the fire where everyone else is at. Is everyone else asleep, or is there still like a few of you awake, or what's happening before y'all sleep?
I think.
Caden would probably still be awake.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Freed, after thoroughly drying his fur, curls up on the ground near the fire and falls asleep.
All right, so Freed goes to sleep. Davey?
As soon as I get my all the water out of my hair and stuff, I will also go to sleep.
Okay. All right. So Davey will go to sleep. I imagine Davey goes over to Freed and just kind of burrows herself in his fur.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Davey and Freed are asleep. Great. Love that. Tama, do you go to sleep right away?
I stay up to ponder what I've gotten myself into for about a few minutes, and then I go to sleep.
Okay, cool. You go to sleep. All right, so everyone's asleep except for our blood hunter.
Caden. Yep, Caden.
Yeah. So Caden, we'll start with you. So Caden, what are you doing? Staring at the fire, looking at the night sky?
You see
thinking
Caden,
about stuff.
You see Caden, he's in his skivvies, just trying to get warm, waiting for his clothes to dry.
Okay.
He feels is it cooler air or is it still warm air?
It's dropped down in temperature as the night goes on. It's probably like a good 60? It's nice and it's cool, but not like cold.
Yeah. Just kind of listens around, trying to get an idea of his surroundings, seeing exactly where we are.
Mhm.
And then he kind of looks in the fire a little bit, just
Okay.
almost as if like someone is just blindly watching TV just for no reason. He just kind of looks at the fire
Okay.
and then he twiddles his little pendant he carries with him.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom save.
What?
Roll me a wisdom save, please. Don't worry, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
okay.
fine.
Uh-huh. Okay.
you
So you
go.
got we'll go with the first one, an 8. Okay, cool. All right, so
Yeah,
as you're
okay.
just gazing into the fire, you kind of zone out and you just see the fire, and then
Mhm.
everything goes dark. Everything around you vanishes, just pitch black darkness. You don't see the little cliffside that your guys got kind of camped out in. You don't see your fellow travelers as well as Scarlet. You're surrounded by darkness, and you look up, and the only thing lighting everything around you is just the moon. A nice, pretty moon. And as you kind of glance up at the moon, you hear your name being called, and you look down toward on the, because you're kind of like on like a little plateau. It's just grass, nothing for miles, just flat land, and you see your wife in front of you, very distraught. She runs up to you, and she grabs a hold of your clothes, and she's like, I'm glad I got a hold of you, Caden.
Is everything okay?
You are about to be in danger. I came to warn you now so you can prepare yourself for it.
Prepare myself for what?
Terrors. Beings
Honey.
of... No. And she's like, no. She's looking dead ass, fear in her eyes. Like, you haven't seen her this serious about something in a long time. Like, this is dead serious. And she stares right, and she's like, there are things that you are going to come across. Things that are unspeakable, that shouldn't be in Avatir. You're going to have to kill them.
Well, you know me. I have the skills, and I got your faith. So how can I lose?
She smiles with a little bit of relief. She's like, good. There's going to be 5 of them. You're going to have to kill each and every one. Not just for your sake, but for the realms. Can I count on you to do that?
If it means protecting you, then I don't see why I can't.
And she lets out, "Aw, that's so sweet. Oh my God. It brings a little tear to my eye." And she has a soft smile on her face. She's like, I'm counting on you. And she lets go. And she starts walking back towards the moon. And you see her walk back. And you're still in this weird vision-like land. And as she goes further and further away, you notice the sky starts turning red. And the moon starts dividing itself into 8 different moons in a circle. Then each of the 8 moons has a different phase of the moon. So it goes like a complete circle like the cycle. And in the middle of it, you see something big. You don't know exactly what it is, but it looks like some kind of construct come through in between the circle of the moons. And you hear a small you hear a chuckle coming from your wife in the distance. And you and everything kind of gets phased and you hear a loud ringing in your ear. And then you jump back to where you are at the fire with your compatriots around you.
Mm-hmm.
And it leaves you kind of with an unsettling feeling, but that is overrun by now you have a mission to defeat these terrors that you're going to come across for the realm. Because you don't want to disappoint your wife.
Well, of course not.
Mm-hmm. But those 8 moons kind of stick in your brain.
Okay.
Since you're back at the camp with the fire, what do you do now? You still see Scarlet kind of just sitting at the front, kind of just wiggling her foot, watching the night sky. And you see everyone asleep around you and the fire's still going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is Scarlet still around?
Yeah, she's still awake. She's at the front of, so you guys are in like a little concave on this little cliff. So there's like a little big old circle cut out of it, basically. And she's at the front of it, towards the road, kind of watching the night sky, keeping guard over everybody as they sleep.
Mm-hmm. I walk over to her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap.
And she notices you, and she's like, "Oh, well, take a seat if you like." She kind of ushers you to sit next to her or whatnot if you decide, if you ever so choose to.
Thanks.
And she looks back out at the road and she's like, "Can't sleep?"
I guess you could say that, yeah. How long have you been on this island?
I don't know. I've lost count of how many years I've been here. I've been here for quite some time.
Yeah. I've to be frank, I've only been here for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no idea what I was doing. I get a license, I get a hunter's license, and then I marry this beautiful girl, and then all of a sudden she takes me all the way over to this place, and who knows, it's crazy. It is what it is.
Seems like fate.
More of a not so much. I'm not describing my wife as a ball and chain. It's just more of that. If you call it fate, fate has a funny way of showing itself as a ball and chain.
Well, maybe she brought you here for a particular reason.
I mean, I've heard rumors about. No, hold on. So it's a little funny. So I've heard rumors about her and her sisters.
Oh?
Trust me, I've heard plenty of rumors about her sisters.
What kind of rumors?
Well, that they just so happen to be, witches, or they happen to be ancient beings that represent time themselves. Or they happen to be like the bubble, toil, trouble, and Hecate, and all that jazz. But,
interesting theory.
the rumors. No, she's cute. She's demure. She's calm. Oh man, is she calm? She's like, her eyes twinkle like stars in the sky. She has a beautiful smile that can turn any stone cold heart into just a pure red bleeding muscle. She just knows a way to help me kind of like see a bigger picture. I don't know how she does it. She just does.
Mm. Mm.
And then
Interesting.
and then when she gets a little jealous, she does. She gets a little beastly sometimes, and she definitely likes to show who really wears the pants in the relationship, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm. DM all over the table. I'm surprised. I like the idea that you didn't. I like that you gave me the idea that she didn't tell him about the three. Like that. I like that a lot.
Take that as you will.
Yeah. That works for me. Okay. So after that point, Scarlet kind of laughs to herself because she obviously knows your wife. She's known her for a while. Her and her sisters. And she's like, "Wow, that would just be crazy if they were these all powerful witches that these rumors claim to be." And she turns her head and she's just like,
yeah, no, like I will say the weird part about it is that they have succubi employed in the inn. I know tieflings are a thing.
Uh-huh.
And I know that demons are a thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But the fact that succubi are willing to be employed by them, that are not just tiefling folk, that I have no idea how they got that happen. Maybe it was some literal deal with the devil or something.
And she's just like, I don't know. I wouldn't say deal with the devil. From what I know, those three gave those succubi and some incubi in there a home and protection, from what I'm told. So they like to offer up their services to help around the tavern, that particular tavern, and help them run it, make money. And then, of course, the sisters obviously have their hands in other taverns and stuff around this island, as well as many, many others, if you have not been told. But they kind of spread their money around, or wealth around to the others that they own, with the help of the succubi and incubi.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really like about her, is her charitous heart. She always happens to see some stray, hopeless, or homeless animal that's sick or whatever, and I mean animal in like a figurative sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just happens. She just cares for them. I mean,
how'd she meet you?
I would like, if we're gonna do that, I need some whiskey first.
And on that note, do you end up staying up the rest of the night with Scarlet, kind of just conversating?
A little bit. I do want to. I want to ask her something though.
All right, go for it.
So you're familiar with this place, right?
Like I said, I've been here for quite some time. Yeah, I would say yes, I do. I am very familiar with this place.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that. You were cutting out for a little bit.
Now, she says, I've been here for quite some time. So, yeah, I would say I know this place pretty well.
All right. And you've heard of maybe like myths or legends or stories of old, I'd imagine.
Of course.
Okay. And potential signs of a ending world or something like that, or a coming of things.
I wouldn't say world ending, except for the myth of the creation of Avatira and how this place was created. Outside that, nothing nothing that results in a future doom.
Okay. No, I've heard that fairy tale too. But What do you know about, say, unmentionable horrors with a red moon that splits into 8 different moons, smaller ones?
Uh-huh. She's like,
What do you know about that? Or if you've heard anything like that before?
what kind of horrors are we talking? Like, what kind of scary stuff we talking here?
DM. So Bradley doesn't remember a little bit of exactly what you said. But
all right, so I said there were, yeah. So you would disclose to her that if she has any information on on 5 terrors, because that's what she told you about, 5 different terrors, horrors, things of unimaginable fear, 5 of them on this run. So you relay that information to her.
5 unmentionable abominational horrors.
5 on this island?
Well, over the table. Sorry, over the table. I was clarifying 5.
Yes.
5 unmentionable horrors, but specifically 5.
Yes, 5.
Give me a second to write in my notes, please. I can write and talk.
Okay.
5. But back on table. 5 unmentionable horrors, followed by a big red moon that splits into 8 smaller red moons. But specifically, 5 unmentionable horrors.
Well, I mean, there are legends of horrors being in the void, or legend of a realm of those things, but on this island, I haven't heard anything of that nature on this island. 5 is a bit strange. And she kind of thinks about it for a second, and she's like, the only thing that's mentions 5 beings, or of that not I wouldn't say that nature, because they're heroes, not horrors. There's a legend of 5 heroes that are the key of holding back a potential threat. Now, the threat in that story was vague, but there's 5 heroes that are the key to holding back this. She puts air quotes, threat. Again, the story is very vague, but that's the only thing I could think about that talks about anything about 5 is those heroes.
Okay. Just curious.
And the moon, no, I don't know anything about the moon, and splits into 8. And you said different, and each moon shows a different phase of the moon?
Over the table, DM. Is that what happened? Okay.
Yes, the moon broke up into 8 smaller moons, and each of the moons shows a different phase of it.
Yes. Yeah, they each show a different phase.
No, I don't know anything about that. Huh. Weird.
Yeah.
And how'd you find out about this?
I just read it somewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, really weird. Yeah, there was some crazy old hermit outside the inn with a sign saying the doom is near.
Doom is near. Okay.
But yeah, that's all I know. Just picking your brain.
And she sits and she just ponders and thinks it over. It's like 5 unfathomable horrors.
Yeah.
All right.
5. Yeah.
She said, okay. So do you, after you're up for a while, still, chatting, doing whatever, staring at the night sky, whatnot, do you stay up or do you go back to sleep?
I head back to go get my clothes and put them on. and I offer to take the next one.
And she's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm good. I will be more than happy to stay up all night and have you guys sleep.
You sure?
You need the energy more than I do.
You're positive.
Positive.
All right. So I put my clothes back on the rack,
Mhm.
and then I take off my underwear, and then I finally go into my sleeping bed.
Bet.
Hey.
All right.
Wait. Hey, that's just how it is.
All right. So you do all that, and then you go to sleep.
Yep.
And you sleep peacefully for the rest of the night. Now, on to you other three. You all are not so lucky to sleep peacefully for the rest of the night. Who wants to go first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Freed, you're up.
Who wants to go first? No, never mind. Let me
I was
choose for
literally
you.
about to volunteer. I was about to say, I volunteer as tribute.
So, Freed, you are up.
Woo!
Time to put the boy in the put the dog in the pound. So, Freed, you go to sleep and you sleep a peaceful dream of, I don't know what. What would Freed do? Chew a bone? Run around chasing the bouncy ball? I don't know.
You dog.
Surprisingly, Freed is dreaming about sailing the seas. It's just
Okay.
something he's familiar with and brings him. It actually, despite his past, it brings him comfort.
That works. All right. So as you are sleeping, as Freed is sleeping about being on a pirate ship, you open up the door to, like, say you're going to the captain's quarters and you knock on the door, and whatever captain in said dream is like, come in. You open the door to go in, and when you open the door, you walk in not looking, and you walk into this humongous library. Let me go ahead and move you over. Your character will be at the bottom right hand corner of the map. So you walk in and you're in this huge library that looks old, that has fires lit, torches all over the place, and you see towering walls of nothing but books. And this place looks old and almost kind of out of this world. You do get a sense that not necessarily you, but you get a sense of something familiar about this place. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you're like, I know I haven't been here, so you kind of brush it off. And yeah, you're in this humongous library. What do you do?
All right.
And everything
So-
seems so real.
Freed looks around in shock. He calls out, "Captain, Davy."
You hear nothing but like footsteps in the distance because somebody's walking. They get closer and closer, and if you look ahead of you, and you see an opening between two bookshelves as this man walks. What looks to be a young man, probably like late 20s. He walks into view from the corner. He walks around, and he's looking at his face is in a book. And he lowers the book and he looks at you and says, "Oh, I wasn't expecting you for a while."
You were expecting me?
"Yes, please sit." And he waves out his hand, and the chair moves back for you to sit on. "Please take a seat."
Freed, in a very dog-like fashion, like lowers his head, sniffs the air a bit, and then slowly like walks towards the chair.
Okay. And he waves his hand, another chair flies out, and he sits in that. And the chair scoots him in, as well as you when you sit. He's like, "So I called you here today to, oh gosh, What are my manners? Freed, is it?
Yeah.
Would you like a drink, food of any kind? How rude of me.
Freed looks around and he's like, "Isn't this a dream? How can we drink?"
The world's a very mystical place. A lot of things happen that seem strange. As he kind of waves his hand and a big old jug of mead appears in front of you.
Huh. Okay. So Freed drinks the mead.
Okay. So you start drinking the mead, and the mead tastes real, like you're actually drinking it. Like you're actually here, a very vivid, what you think is a dream. And he sits down he sits back down in his chair, or this man sits back down in his chair as books kind of fly about him, like someone's looking through, kind of flipping through pages and stuff. He's like, "You see, I called you here because I have a job for you, if you're willing to accept it."
Okay.
All right. So he's like, "So you see, you and me have a connection that exceeds this realm that we live in. Two of us shouldn't be here."
What do you mean?
He's like, "How do I make this as simple as possible?" It's like, God, how would I over the table? How would I explain this? There shouldn't be back on the table. He's like, there shouldn't be two of us here. I don't know. He's like, I don't know how else to explain it without about overwhelming you, Freed. It's quite dangerous that two of us are here at the same time. All you need to know right this very second is that we are both connected to something far greater than we can comprehend. And the fact that there's two of us here connected to it, it's not good for either one of us. So, and the chair moves out and he gets up. We're going to fix this problem. But I need you to find something for me.
And what is that?
A book.
A book.
He nods. Not just any book. A book of good and evil. Two books that were combined as one many a millennia ago. Or at least it feels like a millennia ago. A book that I created when I came to this realm after quite some time. I took a book of good and evil, and formed it into one. Now, due to reasons I'm not going to disclose, I have lost said book. And to do what needs to be done, I need it. And you are not too far from it.
Really?
He smiles. Yes, Freed. You are near this book is on the island you are located on currently. And I'm not going to tell you exactly where it's at, but it will make itself known to you because you will come across it. All I asked you to do is take the book, protect it, and bring it back to me on your long journey. Don't worry about locations or anything of that matter. We will cross paths at some point. We are destined to. But I asked you to go get the book.
Okay. How will I know when I found it?
You will. It'll make itself known. You see, the book is connected to you and me.
Well, who are you?
He turns around as books are flying around. He stops and turns to you. I go by many different names, but you can call me. He kind of ponders a minute. Oh, I haven't used this one in a while. You can call me Harbinger.
Harbinger?
Yes. So, Freed, I'm going to send you back. You're going to be dreaming about lovely things tonight. And remember to get the book when it makes itself known to you. Until once you get the book, I will be seeing you in the future. In the foreseeable future. So take care of yourself and take care of it.
Okay.
Like, lovely. He claps his hands. I will be watching. And books start flying about as pages of... And you kind of check back into your dream. Like you're in the doorway and you see the captain that you were walking in to talk to. Whatever captain they be. Davey, whoever. And your dream continues on from there. All right, so you continue back into your lovely, lovely dream. And you have fabulous dreams for the rest of the night. Some of the best dreams you've had in quite some time. Now going over to the person who gasped. No, you're fine. Housekeeper.
Hello?
Oh, God, housekeeper.
that?
Oh, my God.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, God, Spooknoculus. How dare you?
That's in 2 days.
So, hi. I know it's in 2 days. Ugh. Anyway, so Tiff,
Yes.
Davey, we move on to you. And then,
I don't want
so you are asleep, dreaming of what would Davey be dreaming about right now? The seven
Yeah.
seas.
probably just sailing.
Yeah. Sailing, fucking around, doing God
Yeah,
knows
whatever
what
pirates do.
Singing some shanty something.
Just thinking drunken sailor.
Pirate shit. Oh God, singing Drunken Sailor. Cool. So as you're singing Drunken Sailor with your imaginary dreamed up crew and sailing sailing wherever how many seas are on this realm, future Devin, you'll find that you'll know exactly how many there are because I trust you. I believe in you. I'm not trying to stress you out, future Devin. You got this. You close your eyes. So like you're in the middle of a note and you close your eyes for like a dramatic moment. You open them and your ship is gone. And you're just floating in what looks to be the void of space.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see your crew. You don't see your ship. You just see nothing. And you're just floating there. With barbecue sauce in your titties.
Hey. Monkey sauce
So
on my
there it
titties.
was. Barbecue sauce on my titties. So yeah, you're just floating in space. What you doing? How you reacting? What's Davey saying? What's she thinking?
She's, hello? Hello? No.
Hello?
She kind of just like looks around. and she goes, oi! Anyone there? And she like kind of like frog swims to see if she can move. Yeah.
You're just frog
she
swimming in
thinks that
place.
she's moving. She's like, hello?
And you just hear, child, there's no need for any of that. From a disembodied
She
voice.
stops. Who was that? Who's there?
As you see in front of you, you see 7 little purple lights that come up from the depths of this void that start glowing and spinning. And then for a split second, you see what looks to be a person. And as these eight points of purple light form together, you see what looks to be a very large female figure that you
big lady.
recognize. Big lady, big space lady. You recognize her as, oh God, what was her name? Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh God, hold on. I did not misplace her name.
You
Hold
have her
up.
name?
I have her name. I do. Give me a
Oh, she'd
second.
be so angry with
You threw out their name.
I do have her name. She has one.
She has several names.
Fuck. Where was it? No. Hold up. Okay. Nephania, the goddess of creation. The god that you've worshipped since you were a child. That you were raised on. She has presented herself to you. Oh, it's been a hot minute.
Okay, I was
going to
ask, like, is this the first time I've seen her?
No, this is the first time you've seen her in quite some time, because last time you saw, you were a child. So this has been a child. No. So she's like, no. Poof, smoke screen. But it's the first time you've seen her since you were a child.
No.
A child.
Oh, gosh, how do you, what was the name?
Nephani. Yeah.
Nephani.
Nif, like Nephani, yes.
Okay. So, she just gasps. No, it's more like a like Nephani. I love you.
I love you. And Nephani looks like she's forming out of the void itself. Of course, she has. You don't see her legs because the outfit she's wearing kind of bleeds into a nebula that's floating around the void, and her hair is long as hell and hangs on at different points, almost kind of like a web in a sense. Hangs on these 9 different lights that you saw that formed when she made her entrance. Sorry, 8 different round spherical lights that her hair is kind of hanging on and her hair kind of moves and flows like if there was wind flowing about. She's like, thank you, child. She's like, I have summoned you here because I have a mission for you if you choose to accept it, dear child. I know it's been quite some time since I've communicated with you, but I've always been watching.
I've always felt you.
And she smiles. She said, yes, so I have a very important mission for me that I need done. And I've chosen you to see this through if you choose to accept it. So, and she kind of raises up her hands. And she kind of points her hands out as the stars form beside her these little images of 2 humanoid figures. I see like a silhouette of a male figure and a female figure. I need you to release 2 beings for me. One known as the Witch and one known as the Aventa. They are currently trapped on the island due to wrongdoings and evil magic, and I need you to release them for me. For the benefit of the world.
Where on the island?
They're spread throughout, but they're going to be along your journey. As you travel to get your ship, they're all along the way. And she kind of gets closer and she shrinks down to your level. And she grabs a hold of your hands and she says, Davy, this is the prophecy that you've been waiting for. The prophecy that you kept hearing as a child, that a prophecy will be known to a faithful follower of mine. This is it. You are part of the prophecy to bring in a new age for Evatira.
Me?
Yes. Fate has chosen you for the prophecy. To bring this realm, even, to a new age of prosperity. And to start that, you need to release the Inventor and the Witch.
Right. Okay then. And she nods her head.
Mm-hmm. You could ask how?
Well, I was like, she's kind of just like baffled for a minute. She's like,
Okay.
wrapping her head around everything. I need rum for this.
She's like,
And she's so how do I go about that then?
and she kind of lets out a sigh. So, oh my God, did I fucking? Oh no, I didn't talk about the 5 already, did I? No, I did not. No, I did not. Future Devin, listen back to where you were talking about this prophecy. You might have fucked yourself up a little bit. Because
All
I'm
you
like,
said
what did I
was to
say?
release 2 because it was part of the prophecy.
Oh, 2 release 2 that were along the way to your ship. Cool, got it. Because I couldn't remember if I mentioned the 5.
Yeah,
So,
you told me about 5 horrible abominations, but as far as what they were, with their names or anything, you didn't say much.
Okay.
Actually, you didn't say anything at all. You just said 5 unmentionable horrors.
Stunning. So,
5 unmentionable horrors.
horrors. Horses.
Prostitution horses.
God. Okay, so she's like, so the only thing you have to do is destroy 5 keys. The 5 things that are keeping them sealed away.
Keys.
Yes.
And what do these keys look like?
You will know when you see them. The keys are going to be located along your journey. You and your crew, your group of patriots, are going to be drawn to them. Naturally. You're going to come across them on your journey, and you're going to know. You will know it when you see it. And all you have to do is destroy all 5 and release the Inventor and the Witch. And that is the first step of fulfilling this prophecy.
Okay. Got it. Right.
She's nodding. And she's just nodding. Any questions, dear child?
Right. So, so I got maybe. So I know that you're always watching, but how do I get a hold of you if like I need help or anything like that, or guidance, or you just pop up in my dreams all the time?
Glad you asked, dear child. She holds out her hand. Could you give me your arm for a second?
To hold out my hand. Oh,
You're
right.
right one, dear. Right one.
Switch hands. Sorry.
Thank you, love. So she takes your right arm, and halfway up the arm, she raises her hand on it, and your hand. And as she rubs her hand across your arm, you feel a sense of static, almost like someone's like shocking you, but it's not painful. It's just a weird feeling of static electricity for some reason when she rubs across your arm. And when she lets go of your arm and her hand comes back to her side, you look and you see a tattoo that has formed on your arm. A tattoo of a tree. And she's like, commune with that tattoo and I will answer the call. For guidance, for questions, anything of that nature, I'll be there.
She's just looking at the tattoo. So cool.
And she says, and as you go on your journey, after you do the first step and you continue on, as the prophecy continues, your tattoo will change along with it, unlocking other secrets, other gifts I'll be giving you.
Thank you.
And she bows, you're very welcome. Now I'm going to go ahead and send you back to your dream. But remember, I am always watching, and I am counting on you, dear Davy.
Yes, Mom.
And she sinks into the void as the void comes up, kind of like a tidal, like an ocean wave. And when water hits your face, you're on the edge of the ship, on the end of the ship, and the water splashes you in your face as your crew is yelling at you. What are you doing, Captain? Do you want to fall
Just
in?
let I go for a dive, yeah?
And then your dream continues along your travels. And you look at your right arm, and your tattoo's still there.
Cool.
Next, and that is Davy. So we've done Davy and Freed. And of course, we did Caden. And last but not least, Tama.
Mm-hmm.
You're up next. So, Tama, as you are sleeping, you are in a place of... Okay, does Tama dream?
I imagine all creatures dream.
Well, I mean, okay, is he having a dream right now? And if so, what type of dream would you want him to have?
Shit, that's a good question. Okay, yes, he is dreaming because he's getting the amount of sleep required to have dreams.
He's having his REM sleep.
Okay. His REM sleep. Mm-hmm.
He could.
What would he be dreaming about?
Either of the gods that he worships or
Mm-hmm.
follows.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh yeah, no, I didn't put that in. You're gonna dream about this. I'm like, damn it.
Okay. All right. So he's dreaming about the gods.
Yeah, like he's dreamt of winter for following the oath, and then sometimes he dreams of soul because it's new. So it's a battle. It's like a tug of war between do revenge for good and do revenge for not good.
For the balance of things. Oh. Okay. Well, you're having your normal dream and everything goes to darkness as you are taken to a realm of in-between. You see stars, you see a large tree around you. Below you, above you, you see branches. You see what looks to be like galaxies and stars and things that you've never seen. But of course, you know that this world is Avatira, but you've never seen it in this way. But you're in between a bunch of the branches floating as you see come into view. We'll first bring in Soul, the primordial goddess of darkness and death. She stands on your left, and on your right, they're in front of you, by the way. So on the left side, when you turn your head to the left in front of you, she appears, and to your right, Winter, the primordial deity of light and life, appear before you. And they kind of look at you. Winter's looking at you with worry, while Soul's looking at you with kind of a neutral reaction on her face.
So I just want to point out. So Soul here kind of looks like Ursula, but thinner.
Yeah.
And Winter looks like Snow White with less clothing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, not really. The clothing's not as skimpy, but I like the look of the Snow White look, and that's why I wanted to go for her. Not necessarily, her outfit's not that skimpy. Like the middle is all sealed off, so she has like a typical look of like Snow White. But for context, ladies and gents, if you haven't listened to the lore of Avatira, please listen to that, because the primordial deities will be explained more in detail. But to too long didn't listen of it. Soul's the primordial goddess of darkness and death, and she looks more on the like serious. She looks like she'd be evil, but as you will hear in that episode, just because she's the deity of darkness and the embodiment of darkness and death doesn't necessarily mean she's evil, if that makes sense. And on to his right is Winter, which is the primordial goddess of life and light, and she's also while Soul is known as the mother of monsters, Winter is known as the mother of mortals. So she would look more human than Soul would. Soul would look more demonic and more creepy looking, while Winter would look more like a human. Now, context again, these characters were inspired by fairy tale characters. Obviously, Winter's was the inspiration from Snow White, as well as Soul was the inspiration from Maleficent and that nature. Again, I explain all that in more greater detail, as well as the other gods in the pantheon and whatnot in the lore episode, which will be a few episodes back, and the Voidonica playlist. Back on the table. So you see Winter and Soul standing before you, and they look at you with different emotions. Winter looking with a face of worry, while Soul has like a very neutral look on her face. And they have summoned you here from your dream to discuss what happened with Scarlet. Winter starts and she says, "So, you found another one your kind?"
Yeah, out of the blue, this was most unexpected.
And Soul's like, there is nothing that's unexpected. Everything happens for a reason. You were destined to come across one of your kind. And Winter's like, kind of looks over to her sister. Soul's the oldest, Winter's the youngest. So Winter looks over to Soul and almost rolls her eyes. They don't really get along. Obviously being the physical embodiment of opposite things, but they have to work together. So it's very complicated between the two. Winter says, "So are you going to, you're going to take up her offer and learn more about your kind, as well as what abilities you can learn? Are you sure you want to go down that path?"
Oh, yeah, I mean, why not?
Because it involves killing others.
You know I had to slay quite a few people when I was with the Order of Vengeance, right?
And Soul's like, oh, we are well aware. But Winter, dear, as you would know, life can exist without death. It's part of the balance of things, remember? I can exist without you, and you can't exist without me. Without one or both of us, problems will arise. And she looks over and she's like, yes, but there's no need to kill senselessly. Like she's like that nine-tailed beast is offering. How are you going to, and they both look at you and they say at the same time, how are you going to keep balance?
Well, that's certainly a tough question. Yeah, he's sighing just like, oh boy, what have I got myself into?
Oh God, this is off the table. This is going to be fun to play out on some tough choices. Oh, imagine if you will, like Ben 10 when he's talking to what? Alien? Is it Alien 10? Where he's talking to those two voices and he has to communicate with them to do anything, to get anything done. Yeah.
Alien X.
Alien X. Yeah. That's the vibe I'm making here between these two.
Well,
Because he's tied to both of them.
to give a little backstory to Tama, he grew up in like a hunting tribe or clan, so he's quite familiar with killing for survival. Mainly, there's like woodland critters or just big game quarry. So, moving up to killing mortals for the sake of vengeance wasn't that big of a leap,
Mhm.
but it was still just like, should I? Like, the whole point of the Order of Vengeance is basically like, these people have been wronged, and your job is to avenge them. It's like, oh, sweet. And he was fine with this idea until, they were misappropriating funds. It was like,
Mhm.
oh, you guys are not as good as I thought you were. Maybe I shouldn't work with y'all. And that's why he left. And then now we have this opportunity of you can just kill anyone you want if you feel like it.
Mm-hmm. But these two guys are addressing you since you're tied to both of them. How are you going to keep, like, how are you going to go about killing? Are you going to kill innocent people, or are you going to kill people who deserve it and devour their souls? So they're basically kind of just gauging how are you going to gauge the situation, because then from here, that's going to dictate which god appears to you, DM to player. So depending on how you gauge the situation, or how he would gauge the situation when he starts doing that, will depend on which god will appear to him when he calls upon them. Or if you choose an answer that satisfies both of them, they'll both appear to you, so you'll have access to both of them. But it just depends on how you go about doing this if you dive into this venture of learning more about your kind, as well as sucking the souls of mortals. So there's a way to get both of them when you communicate with both of them, or one will only appear, depending on what you choose to do. And each one will have their different aspects and effects and stuff. So that will affect his character in some way, potentially. But anyway, so they both look at you. How you're going to keep the balance? Because you've kept the balance for, you haven't gone off and killed anybody for vengeance yet. You think about it, but you actually haven't done anything of that nature yet. So you do have access to both of them currently as you start your journey. But they both look at you like, so how are you going to keep the balance? Or are you going to pick one of us over the other?
I'm sure I could maybe only go after those who really deserve to die. Those are making the world a much worse place than it already is.
They both look at each other. Both gods look at each other. And so it's like
wrong
well,
answer.
so you're saying kill people that deserve it? That are better off dead for the world?
Well, yeah, it seems like the most altruistic thing to do.
They're both looking at each other, and Soul's like, so kill the ones that deserve it. And Winter goes, kill the ones that deserve it, but also saving the innocents that they'd be afflicting on if they stay alive. And they'll kind of pause, look at each other, and then look back at you. And Winter says, we will see how this plays out. There's going to be, what do they call it? Oh, God. Not tests. Off the table.
Trials?
I'm not looking for tests. I'm looking for the word trials. There's going to be 5 trials for you to prove to us how are you going to go about doing this. 5 events are going to happen that will affect your connection to us. How you react in kindly with these 5 individuals will determine what happens next. And when they say this, they go back and forth. Like Soul will say some of the words while Winter finishes the sentence. Is that a weird dynamic? Almost kind of like twins, but they're not.
And then what happens next?
So when they finish that same. So there'll be 5 trials that will determine what happens next. And they kind of, when you say what happens next, what happens after that?
That off the table because I thought you were going to say
no.
something.
Oh no, they said that was the what they were going to say. There's 5 trials to kind of determine what happens after that. If depending on what you do, depends on if we both are still around or if only one of us is going to be around. And then they look back at you after they say that.
Then I suppose I could do a salute and a bow as per what the order would require you to do. Like, I will do my best to preserve the balance and spare the innocent and slay the guilty.
Protecting the innocent and slaying the guilty. Slaving. I said slaving. It says slaying the guilty. Both of them will accept that answer, and as you know, Tama, they both accept that, but they both don't like it. Because Soul wants death regardless if it's innocent or not, while Winter is like, preserve life if possible. So the fact that you say, I'm going to preserve innocence, but kill the guilty, Soul will still get death, while Winter will still get life. Not necessarily from you killing the guilty, but from you killing the guilty that will save everyone else from that guilty person party. So it works in both favors. They don't like the answer, but they will take it. Because they both want it their way. Because this ain't Burger King. But they think it is.
All I know is Burger King good with multiple choice options, and it was like, write the essay. And I'm like, fuck, what do I put on this essay? So I guessed correctly then. At least I'm assuming I guessed correctly for what I'm trying to do.
Okay. So as you bow, Soul vanishes into the darkness amongst she came. But Winter does not vanish as quickly as her older sister would. She looks and she says, these trials are going to be they're going to be things that you've never handled, things you've never seen before. And she kind of just pauses. She's kind of smiles. She said, I'm curious to see what happens from here with you. And she smiles and she vanishes in a bright light that fills the room. And then you go back to your dream, whatever dream that may be. And off the table, no Tiff, they do not know.
What?
You know what? They do not. The primordial gods do not know anything about who's it's and what's it's. Because I want to establish that concern now. They see these trials, they just see these monsters. They don't know exactly behind the scenes shit. Anyway, because I want to make sure that you're like cool. Everything's still in motion. Anyway. So after you go back to your dream, Tama, you all wake up at the same time. And it's morning.
I was about to say,
The
like, hey,
sun's
it's still dark out. Unless
Well,
it's
the
like
map-
4 in the morning. It's
Well, the map is, but like, it's sunny. Sun's out, the birds are chirping, la la la. You see some random bitch in the
fucking
distance singing to the
Snow
birds,
White.
swimming.
I mean, you see winter, la la la. But yeah, the birds are chirping. You're all awake, and Scarlet has everything packed and ready to go. And she's like, she has food cooked. She has some fish that she has saved from yesterday, as well as some rabbit and bird. And she's like, well, eat up. We got a long journey ahead of us today. As she looks to you all.
Thanks. Caden gets out of his sleeping pad, skin and all, just walks over,
Wow.
grabs some coffee. He's like, to everybody, he's like, hey, how's it going?
And
Oh,
he's
natural.
butt ass naked, right?
Yeah, oh, natural.
Oh God.
Oh.
As if nothing's wrong.
So you see a 6 foot man?
Mm-hmm.
6 foot man, butt ass naked in front of you. All.
Please put some clothes on.
Why? It's early in the morning. Let me have this. Like,
And
5
I would
minutes.
like to still have my eyes intact.
Freed wakes up, rolls over, sees. Oh my god, I'm terrible with names.
Caden.
Caden sees Caden, is like, oh, is clothing optional?
Freed,
Okay.
no.
I like him. You don't have to look. Please. I'll just walk over here, I guess. Sorry that my body is such a repellent to your eyesight.
And I just avert my gaze.
Yes.
And for the
If
record,
it'll make you
Freed
feel any
doesn't-
better, I'll just sit down on my pad and just put this blanket up.
I just don't want to
That's fine with
see
you.
your dangly bits. Okay? That's really
Got it.
something that's appealing to me.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And for the record, Freed doesn't take off his pants.
Sorry.
Mhm.
I'm just very comfortable about it, is all.
So what does everyone do? Eat their fill, pack up, and get ready to go on your amazing journey.
Mm-hmm.
The endeavors below. All right, so y'all finish. Y'all eat your food and drink your drink and get nice and kind of just spend some of the morning just relaxing a little bit and packing up your stuff ever so slowly as you all get up and you go about your way. Now, this journey. Oh God, do I have your avatars? Yes, I do. Cool. So as you continue on the path, you all walk for a good couple hours. So when you woke up, it was like 9. We jumped to about 12, about noon, as you guys are coming up, walking down this straight path, winding through some woods and some prairies and some fields. You've been in a field with very few trees for quite a while, kind of following the road and the trail. As you come across along this trail, you see a bunch of knights that are further down the way. And some of these knights are carrying what looks to be the dead. There's like a group of them. They're like leaving the opposite direction, walking towards you, heading the opposite way, but they all look banged up. Some are missing pieces of their armor. Some are missing their helmets. There are others on stretchers that are missing what looks to be limbs and chunks bitten out of them. It looks like they've gone through hell and beyond, and they're pretty distraught, and they're just talking amongst themselves on getting the fuck out of here, or wherever they came from, getting the fuck out of there and taking what they can and leaving. There's about 15 to 20 of them. And all the ones that are at the worst on the stretchers, missing limbs or whatnot, is about 10 of them. It's about half of them or so are in critical or not so good condition, while the others are kind of just lifting off the injured and carrying them off towards y'all, heading the opposite direction behind y'all. You notice them before they notice you. What do y'all do?
They're heading toward us, right? You said they're heading toward us?
They're heading towards you, but they're like walking down the opposite direction you're going. So they're like heading towards you to walk. Obviously, they're going to be walking past you, but they're like heading from the direction you're heading to. They're coming from the direction you're heading to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're carrying the dead.
They're carrying the dead. There's some that look like they could be dead, while they're also carrying around and helping the injured of them, and the ones that are still healthy anyway. And you just hear them talking, ranting and raving about getting the fuck out of there. Save what we can. Everyone else has fallen. What are we going to tell the captain? What are we going to tell the queen? All conversation of that nature.
Do I get the
This looks
sense
like
that
a
they're-
quest. We should probably go approach them.
Wow.
do I get the sense do I get the sense that they're talking about sort of a battle or more of something they fought? Singular.
Something they fought, and it's
Something.
terrified them. Yes.
Okay.
Something.
Got it. All right.
Hold on.
I'll let the group know. Hey, do you mind if I ask them some questions? You guys don't have to come with me if you don't want to, but I'm just gonna ask them some
I'm
questions.
not going to stop you.
Awesome.
Sure, go ahead.
Sweet.
Wow, he moves pretty fast.
So you walk up to them.
Mhm.
It takes a few minutes to walk up to them because you're kind of just hauling ass. Like, so you walk up to them, and they're like, and they all the ones in the front kind of stop, and the others kind of bump into us. Hey, what's the hold up? Why'd we stop?
I speak to the one that seems to be in charge, or I'm just gonna I just want to ask him some questions. This is basically so
Okay.
I just quickly introduce myself and be like, hey, my name is Kaiden. I'm a hunter, and it seems that you fought something. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions of what you fought?
They're all kind of looking at each other. You want to ask us questions about what happened to us?
Yeah, I pull out my pendant. That's basically the one that each hunter carries.
Mm-hmm.
I pull out.
And
Yes,
they wouldn't-
I'm a hunter.
they would know what that is, and they're kind of looking like their skin kind of goes pale, and they're all kind of staring at each other. And the one in front that's kind of leading them says, "You best turn around and get as far away from here as possible. If I were you."
Why? What's wrong? What came upon you? Give me the details, description, characteristics.
Unspeakable terror!
It came from the deep.
It came from the river. No, there's like down, and they point down the road. Down there is the town of Songsmouth, at the river, at the Singing River. We barely escaped with our lives, and we lost majority of our crew or group due to a monster.
Okay, good. Monster. All right.
You're like, good monster. Good.
Right. Okay. But what kind of monster? Did it come from the river? Was it amphibious? Did it seem reptilian? Was it unmentionable? Was it fleshy? Was it furry?
They all kind of just look at each other, and they're almost like kind of baffled on how to answer. They're like, the head one's like, I can't even explain it. It had control of the whole town.
Okay.
It had its claws, talons, whatever they were, inside every living thing there. The town itself was almost like it was alive.
So, are we speaking metaphorically? Had its claws on people, or was it? Are we talking like legitimately, like something was using their appendages to actually come in contact with people's brains to manipulate them? I need details.
So the guy's like, there's something in that church that is controlling anything with a pulse in that town. It
Okay.
distorts the people, and they become part of it.
Got it.
Kill for
Okay.
it, act for it. And the thing inside the church, I can't even wrap my mind around it to even put it into words.
Did you see it? And if not, it's okay.
Yeah, before it says yes, his body kind of tenses up. He starts kind of shaking as he falls back to the ground, and his body starts convulsing.
Oh, that's not good.
Eyes roll back of the back of his head. He starts coughing up what like blood as he's convulsing.
Yeah, I immediately get down and I try to pull him on his side so that when he's coughing up whatever it is, it's coughing out and he's still, so he doesn't choke on it, essentially.
I think up
As you
behind
put
him.
him to this. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, I mean, like I do think up
Do we have a
behind him.
medic or something?
And I don't
Okay.
know if you want me to roll for that or if he's just too preoccupied. But okay, let's
You
see.
can roll stealth if you like.
Passive.
12. What's your passive, Bradley?
Passive what? Passive perception? Passive
Perception.
insight?
Okay.
Yeah, passive
so
perception.
He notices.
12.
I still walk up, kind of like quietly, and I go, "So what you learn?"
Oh,
And you
Oh.
see the knight on the floor convulsing violently.
yeah, can I get some medic? Like, I try to do some immediate, just trying to figure out, like, can I do a medicine check to see essentially what's going on? I know he's convulsing. I know he's coughing up blood. I have him on
Sure.
his side. That way he's not choking. I could really use a medic right now or somebody that knows the medicine.
Sure.
Or,
Roll me a medicine check. See if you can figure
Great.
out
As
if you know
as
any
he's panicking,
like what's happening
yeah.
here.
as
Jacob just disconnected.
Oh man, yeah. As he's panicking,
not panicking, he's just like,
David turns around and goes, "Oi, healing boy, You can heal,
That's what
yeah?
you see.
Okay.
With
Maybe
prayer,
you could see what's
yes.
wrong with him. Try and help him
Damn.
out.
All right, I'm on my way.
Damn, that doesn't work. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with him.
Which one is it that's having?
You're a paladin, right? You can use lay on hands. Quick.
I mean, technically, like, which one is it that's not feeling so hot? Is it this guy? Or is it this guy?
No, it's this guy.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I've got cure wounds, but I also have lay on hands.
Mhm. So which one would you like to use?
Do your lay on hands first because your cure wounds is an
Oh,
actual spell
unless he
slot.
does it as a ritual.
I don't think you can do cure wounds as a ritual. It would have to have a ritual tech to do it.
All right, so you're gonna do lay on hands. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you use lay on hands as you try to see heal this lovely knight. Jacob, are you there?
How many hit points of your pool do you want to use?
I'm not gonna. You don't have to worry about. This is all for role play. I'm gonna have it be
Okay,
for role
sorry.
play session, so you don't have to worry about losing any hit points. Night convulsing, terrors, something unimaginable. Town, it's a monster. They're all connected. It's all weird and creepy. Blood, gore, terror. Night is convulsing like a mad, like eyes roll back of his head, like how you want me to convulse? Because I can convulse in like 2 seconds. Give me a fucking minute. I'll fucking convulse.
What does the fox
Here,
say?
I'll give you a wig, an outfit, and a RuPaul's Drag Race runway. Go ahead and convulse.
Oh fuck yeah!
Lip sync for your life. Convulse for your life.
She's serving mentally ill. So this night's convulsing, and that. What'd you roll for medicine check? A 5, Bradley?
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with him.
Okay, all right. So you're like, I don't know what's going on.
That's what
I'm
you get for
not-
relying
I'm
on
not
science.
crying about it. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on with him. I'm just gonna hold him on his side, make sure he's not
Okay.
coughing up blood,
Mhm.
well, not make sure that he's not choking to death on his own blood.
Uh huh.
Oh, his tongue. Make sure his tongue doesn't go into the back of his throat.
Oh yeah, that. Oh, gross. Oh shit. Fuck.
Make sure he doesn't bite his tongue either.
Yeah.
Or your
I got it,
fingers.
I got it. Just-
Your
I'm holding
fingers.
I'm holding open his mouth. I'm holding open his mouth, and I'm also like holding him in a position to where he's not like.
Okay.
I'm like, does nobody on your? I'm looking at the rest of the guards. I'm like, does nobody on your team know? It's like, is nobody a medic? Come on, your guy's dying. Do something.
They stand there frozen,
What?
eyes rolled back in the back of their head. They're standing there like statues, like stiff as a board.
Mm-mm.
Eyes roll back at the head. And as you look closer, they're kind of shaking. Not convulsing like he is, but their body's kind of quivering and like shaking, almost like a vibration. And Tama, as you're trying to lay hands and heal this night, you notice you take off his armor, his chest plate, and you lay hands on his chest. And as your hands are on his chest, you feel something moving inside of it.
Oh.
Like something kind of comes up, moves under your hand, and then goes right, vroom, almost like a bump, like vroom, like something is slithering in there.
Oh.
And you feel that.
Oh no.
Cool.
That better
And-
not be what I think it is.
Gross.
And Bradley, as Caden is Caden trying to make sure he doesn't bite his tongue?
It's more of like I'm holding the mouth open.
How?
Yeah, how?
with my hands.
Okay, so
How?
your hand is in his mouth?
I have one hand on his top jaw and the other hand on the bottom jaw, and I'm just holding it open. I'm just forcing it with my hands. I'm like really struggling here.
Okay. So as you have his mouth open, you're using your hands to open his mouth, you see something black kind of slither in the back of his throat. You see it kind of slither up.
How can I see it if I'm like on his side and I'm just holding the mouth open? I'm like, I'm not.
You're not. Oh, okay. So you're not even looking in the mouth.
No, I'm just
holding it
open. Yeah, that's
Okay.
all I'm doing.
Okay, cool. So you're holding it open. So I would assume your thumbs are around their teeth, holding it open, right?
No. So it's just the finger. So it's the four fingers, and the thumbs are just on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah. So like.
Okay.
So the four fingers on each hand. One is cupping the top jaw to stay open, and the other one is cupping the bottom jaw to stay open. Almost like how you would force it's like how you would force a mouth open is what I'm doing.
Yes, but you gotta grip it around the teeth to be able to do that. You can't just grab the lips and do that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then your
my
fingers are
in his
around
mouth.
their teeth. That's why I've been asking. You have your fingers in his mouth, around his teeth.
Yes.
Jaw.
I just don't have my thumbs.
Okay. So you have the four fingers around on his teeth, keeping his mouth open. You feel something slimy kind of slap against your fingers from his mouth, and does not feel like a tongue.
Oh no! Oh shit! Oh no! I let go immediately. I'm like, oh shit!
As you let go and you kind of fall back, you see something black kind of slither out his tongue, and curls back in, and his mouth closes. All you saw of it was black, slimy, and there's a black residue on the ground next to where his face was laying.
No, my guy. Can I do an immediate nature check?
Sure.
Hold on. My reasoning is, and I have this. I have it. Okay, because of my Hunter's Bane, I have advantage on intelligence ability checks to recall information about any fae, fiends, or undead. Is this considered a fae, fiend, or undead?
No.
Okay, so just a regular old nature check.
Yes.
Just a good old.
Huh.
No.
Well,
You're like, I have no idea what the fuck that was, but it was
It looked natural.
You're like, the only thing you could compare it to is that like some type of lich or something? Not lich.
Is it like a leech or some sort of
leech? Yeah.
Like a
That's the only thing you can think of, like a leech or a slug or something.
Parasite or something.
You're like Nicolas Cage. What do you got in there? A shark?
Oh God.
Oh God.
Shark
can I do
in
a nature
small bag.
What?
Can I do a nature check on this thing?
Sure.
Were you up there with us when it happened?
Ah, fuck.
Nope. You see nothing. You hear nothing. You don't know what the fuck it is. Slimy, that's all you know. Sure. Everybody can do a nature
well, I'm
check.
right there.
Everybody can do a nature check. Yep. Go for it.
Proficiency in nature
Can I?
checks, what the fuck?
Can I do an athletics check to do
hello.
like chest compressions or something?
21.
Well,
Oh, never mind.
So you see because you're okay. So you see the thing coming out of its mouth, as well as you saw the thing, the chest move up, kind of like something was slithering in his chest.
Yeah, gross.
You see that as well, and the only thing you can compare it to is that it's like a leech of some kind, but you never heard of a leech because it looks like a leech, like a very weird looking leech, but you never heard of a leech doing shit like this, being burrowed inside someone's body like that.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Awesome.
You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I see the nature of what's going on with the knights, and I see what's going on with this guy. I'm like, I immediately get up and I start drawing weapons and be like, and I tell everyone, I'm like, I don't like what's going on here. You better get ready.
Tama, are you trying to do compressions?
Well, I was, but then I was like, well, seeing the nature check was passed, I'm still doing the lay on hands thing, and I'm still waiting for results on that.
Okay, so as you're trying to do lay on hands, you could feel whatever is going on with the body, it's rejecting the magic. It's pushing back. So you can feel it like you never felt something reject. Obviously reject healing magic, but this, whatever is going on here, it's not, it's rejecting the magic. So the magic kind of bounces back. It doesn't absorb into the body. It kind of flows off the body, if that makes sense. It's very weird. Makes no fucking sense at all.
No one rejects the healing power of God.
Well, these things are. It's saying, no, God!
I don't want it.
And as it's rejecting the magic, your hands are still on its chest. You feel something hit against the rib cage, almost like it's trying to bust out of it. So its chest. So you feel the pressure of something hitting it, and you feel in its chest its chest rises from it. It's like, and you feel, and you see and it hits your hand, and you see, and some blood flies up because it's cracked the rib cage, and
What
as
are
these
you saying? We lost you.
I hear him.
You were.
What's the last time? What was the last thing everyone heard?
You were just breaking
You're
up
basically
really
describing
badly.
the scene.
Something's busting out of the rib cage. Something, when it does physically bust out of the rib cage, you see this leech-like thing come up out of the chest, kind of looks at y'all, and it goes back and slithers on up the chest through the neck. It's opened its mouth, and you can see it kind of sliding like in and out, and then goes up to the brain. As you can feel something crushing on the inside. It sounded like a muffled crushing sound, like the brain. And the knight slowly, kind of very twisted and contortedly stands up, kind of pushes, rolls away from Tama, and stands, kind of gets its arms down, it's like a calf trying to stand up for the first time. It's like someone has a controller that they never played this game before, but they're trying to move around.
Oh, great.
And it stands up as its body tries to straighten out, and you just hear the bones just crackling. As blood is just like spewing out as they're trying to move the body, but the bones are popping out because they're obviously not knowing how to fucking operate a human body, a mortal body. So blood's like splatters of blood.
Can I make an attack roll against the head?
Sure. Roll me a d20. Roll me an attack roll.
An attack roll. Great. It's not cool enough. That's super. Seriously, what is with these rolls?
Damn.
You miss.
So you try to hit it, but because you feel like you're running towards it and you raise your sword to hit it, you're like, I got this. And the creature's the person, the knight, his back cracks and flies straight back, almost like folding like a piece of paper. It's like, and it completely misses as it stands right back up, and it opens its mouth. As all of them open their mouth at the same time, life will suffer. As these tendrils come out of its mouth and all the others, of all the orifices, eyes, nose, ears, mouth, as they explode out the body. And you see these black, what almost look like in the shape of like starfish. Like, you know how you see starfish in the ocean have the elongated arms? They're almost kind of tentacly, but I mean, it's a starfish, but it's like elongated arms that kind of move around. They're in that shape. So they slap onto the floor as the carcasses of the knights there are there, and they all kind of scurry off in different directions.
What the fuck just happened?
I have no idea.
Davey.
You all saw those, right?
Yeah.
Davey, Tama, you all get the sense that you need to go and kill these things.
Okay.
Your respective deities are like, you hear a voice of just like, kill. Davey, you hear the voice. You hear your goddess's voice. Kill them. Kill them. Kill them. And Tama, you hear the two voices of the two gods. It's like, basically they're talking to you saying like, these are not natural. Kill them. And they're both telling you this, so that's weird. They're both telling you these things are not natural. Get rid of them.
Right. Okay. So they ran off, right?
They started running off in different directions. Tyler, how does Tama react to that?
Well, he's a little flabbergasted that Lay on Hands did nothing.
Yeah.
And I suppose I throw a dagger at the nearest one.
Okay. Roll me a... Oh. Okay, work. Okay. Work. So it's 21. 21 does hit. So you throw a dagger at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you throw a dagger at it and it sticks into one of its arms, nailing it into the ground. And you hear it start like screaming in agony. I mean, it's not a loud like scream as it's trying to get the knight, trying to get away from you. What do you do?
You know, I didn't think I'd get this far.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair. I didn't think y'all were going to get this far either. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, so to recap,
Yes.
all of these knights
Yes. All
are
these.
possessed, and they're
Yes.
running.
The whatever was in them, these starfish like pitch black, tar like creatures bursted out of the bodies like alien style, and they're all scurrying in different
They're
directions.
busting out of the snow like daisies.
And as you look upon them after that you nailed one down on the ground, you look up and you see the others. They're all heading towards the river now, which is ahead of you.
Okay.
I'm going to turn around to Scarlet and be like, do something!
So
She's just been way back there, not doing a thing.
I know she's with us. She's in the back. She's just going, what the fuck? And she look. And he's like, do something. And she's like, and what the fuck do you want me to do? And she's like, what do you want me to do? I've never seen anything like this.
one of them
As
one of them runs away, I'm gonna cast Shatter at it.
Shatter. Okay. All right. Roll me. You don't have to roll for Shatter, do you? Right? No. Yes. I don't remember. Oh, Constitution saving throw of 12.
Yeah.
Got it. This guy roll a con save. Got it.
God damn it.
19.
Okay. Well,
So it passes. So when you fire it, it like one's trying to run away and explodes in front of
It
it.
takes half damage.
Or behind it and kind
It takes half damage.
Yeah. So you explode behind it. It takes one of its legs off. It kind of flies in the air and then right into the river. 'Cause you're not too far from the river. So kind of, and then lands in the river.
Cool.
As the others get to the river, you do have that one that Tama nailed to the ground that couldn't escape. Scarlett's just like flabbergasted. She's just like, what the fuck? She's like, these don't live on, these are not. What? She's going,
Huh?
it's like, this is not normal. She's like, I don't know what those are. And she's pointing to that thing. She's like, what the fuck that is?
Is it still squirming?
Yes, it's still squirming. It's like, and you can hear like these like little shrieks coming from it.
How big would you say? Would it be like as big as my hand, or is slightly bigger?
Like, if it were to attach to your face, it would wrap around it.
Attached to what?
Your face.
Oh, it's big.
Size of a face hugger. Size of a face hugger, yeah.
Great.
A nice size face hugger.
Oh, awesome. Awesome
Great.
sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
Does anyone have like
Ridley
a
Scott?
small box or some sort of sack or something?
No. But I have a
No.
dagger. Oh, I'm sorry, not a dagger, a rapier.
I'll take my lawn sword and kind of like twist around my hand to where I can plunge it down into the thing.
Yeah, roll me an attack roll.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
The advantage.
Can I make a Can I make a box?
Can you make a box?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an ability to make a box?
As an action, you can create one non-magical item of your choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you. The maximum value of the item is 60 gold pieces, and it lasts for 2 hours.
How am I rolling these rolls?
Okay. All right. So you're trying to get it into a box to create. And God, what are the rules on this? On like a saving throw for that?
There is none. I can just make a box.
So you're trying to trap a creature.
I mean, I could just make a box. Not around it, but I can make the box. And then I would say it would be strength.
Okay.
Contested strength.
Okay. All right. So you just make the box and you're gonna try to put it on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So contestant strength rolls.
Am I doing it or whoever is taking care of it?
Whoever wants to put on the box. If you want to put the box on it, or if someone else does,
I made the box.
it'd be their roll.
Yeah. I have a -2 to strength, so that would not be my strong suit. No way.
I don't know. Get your first mate to do it.
Strength. I have a +5 to strength, so
Yeah, Freed!
like the entire time everything's happened, Freed has just kind of been frozen because he's unsure what to do.
Freed! Help me put this thing in the box!
Okay.
So Freed, you grab a hold of the box and you try to put it in the box, or
Yep.
put the box on it.
Yeah.
All right. Roll a strength check for me.
Fucking hell.
So, you're 14 versus it's 24.
Oh
As
my
you try to
God.
put the box, you think you got it. You're like, huh, I got it. And then the box kind of just kind of flings it up. Your arms go, huh, and the thing cuts off. It's kind of like it moved its leg right out of the dagger, cutting its leg off as it jumps up into the air and tries to attach itself to Caden's head. Caden, roll me a dexterity, strength saving throw.
Hold on, I was gone for a little bit. What happened?
You have to roll a strength saving
Thing
throw.
got out of its box that Davey tried to put it into by Freed. Freed tried to put the starfish abomination into a box. It busted out, and now it's lunging at you. Please make me a strength saving throw.
Devin, you're horribly breaking out every now and then. Like, it's really bad. So,
It might be you because it hasn't been happening on my side.
I don't know what it is.
Strength saving throw.
Got it. In my rolls tonight, they're gonna be bad.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
see? Bad. Yeah.
So you're
bad
rolling
roll.
a strength saving throw because the thing busted out of the box and lunging at your face. Yeah.
As it
I got
lunges?
that, and I rolled it, and
Okay.
it's bad.
As it lunges, can I
Okay.
strike at it before it tries to like hit him in the face?
Sure, if you like.
Cool. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Damn it.
So you almost hit it and kind of grazes it a little bit, but slips right past your weapon, your rapier, as it latches onto Caden's face
What?
and wraps. What?
Wait, what? What did you just say? Because I didn't understand anything you just said.
What was the last thing you heard?
That Tiff was stabbing something with their rapier. That was it.
They're trying. So the starfish did not get caught in the box, right?
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So the
You can just
starfish
slow it down
escaped
a
the
little
box.
bit.
We tried to put the face hugger in the box. It broke out of the box. It lunged at you. You failed the dexterity or strength save. And as it was lunging at you,
Ring save.
yeah. So as it was lunging at you, Davy tried to swipe at it with her rapier, and she failed to hit it. And now it's on your face.
You failed with a 16 to hit?
Yes. Yes, they did.
Ah. Okay. Yay. I love
And,
rolls.
I need a drink.
right?
I got some whiskey. I'll be good tonight.
I have some whiskey too.
So it attaches to your face, Caden, and its arms that are not cut off wraps around your head tightly.
Okay.
You black out.
Do I?
You black out from the sheer force of it squeezing your head.
Okay.
You black out, but then you
And no one's trying to get it off me. Great.
Well, the events kind of happened really fast. I was like, do we have a moment to interject?
yeah,
Such as
you
add to
can.
the strength throw and let me get my dagger back, seeing that it's not doing anything anymore?
You can all try, most certainly. Who's helping or who's trying to pull it off?
I will.
Okay, me too. Do we just roll a strength saving throw for that, or do we have to roll athletics?
One of you has to roll the strength saving throw or athletics, and then the other helps will be advantage. So which one of
Why
y'all
would
wants
they
to
be
roll
rolling
it?
this-
I'll help.
Why would they be rolling the strength saving throw if they're not the ones that are...
Say is a strength check or athletics.
I'll do strength.
So what your saving rolls?
Oof.
You all, one of your saving rolls are your strength checks. You're all grabbing on each arm and you're trying to pull it off of his face. As this is happening, Bradley, Caden is in front of a church, having a vision of being in front of a church.
Take me to church. Sorry.
In a town he's never been in. And that is where we're ending today's episode.
Oh no! Oh, Jesus.
Got it. Yay.
Yay.
For the record, I rolled a 23 on the strength.
Yes,
save.
I do know. Yes. Y'all are going to be pulling it off. But as you're pulling it off, he's going to get some answers as what's going on.
Great.
As y'all are pulling it off. So, anyway, thank you guys for listening to today's episode. Catch us next time on we see what happens to Caden. Will he have an alien implanted into his body? A starfish monster?
I'd rather not. I'd rather not.
Is he going to have a chest burster? Let's find out next time.
On Dragon Ball
Until
Z.
then, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Giggity.
That-